Have you ever noticed that balance doesn't just fade, it quietly slips away when you stop practicing it? The truth is, you don't lose balance with age. You lose practice. Even at 80, your body can relearn stability, one small step at a time. Today, I'll show you 3 simple workouts for seniors that sharpen balance, strengthen coordination, and rebuild confidence using only a wall and a chair. And near the end, I'll reveal the small daily habit that helps your brain and body work together to keep you steady for years to come. When Helen turned 80, her world became smaller. She still loved tending her flowers and brewing her morning coffee, but her movements grew cautious. She avoided reaching for the high shelf, avoided stairs, even avoided walking across her garden without holding on to something. The fear of falling wasn't just physical, it crept into her confidence, quietly convincing her that fragility was the new normal. It started after one small stumble. She didn't fall, but the feeling of losing balance stayed with her. "It's strange," she told her son. "My legs feel fine, but my mind doesn't trust them anymore." That invisible fear made her sit more, move less, and before long even simple things, like turning quickly or standing on one foot, felt impossible. During a checkup, her physiotherapist said something that changed everything. "Helen, balance isn't something you lose with age. It's something you stop practicing. But the good news is, you can train it again." He showed her 3 simple exercises, nothing fancy, just balance workouts for seniors she could do at home with a chair and a wall. Helen was skeptical at first, but she promised to try. The first day she trembled through every move. The second, she smiled through the same trembling. By the end of the week, her fear began to fade. She realized that balance wasn't about youth. It was about connection between her feet and the floor, her breath and her focus, her body and her confidence. And soon she found herself walking through her garden again, not with hesitation, but with quiet pride. She had almost accepted instability as her fate until she discovered that balance, like courage, can be rebuilt, and it starts with just 3 simple moves. The next morning, Helen set her chair beside the wall and slipped off her shoes. The sun was rising, and her kitchen floor was cool beneath her feet. 3 moves, she whispered. Just 3. Her physiotherapist had written them on a note card, calling them the Balance Trio. Each one simple, each one powerful. Exercise 1, the wall stand for grounding and posture. She began by standing an arm's length from the wall, fingertips lightly touching for support. Feet hip-width apart, shoulders back, spine tall. She pressed gently into her toes, then into her heels, shifting her weight slowly from front to back. The goal wasn't perfection. It was awareness. At first, her ankles wobbled, but within seconds, her body began adjusting, tiny muscles firing to keep her steady. "This," her physiotherapist had said, "is your foundation. You're teaching your body to find its center again." 30 seconds later, Helen felt her legs warm and her heart calm. Exercise 2, the one-leg lift for coordination and control. Holding the back of her chair for balance, Helen lifted her right foot off the floor, just a few inches, and held it there while breathing deeply. Her standing leg trembled at first, then steadied. After 10 seconds, she switched sides. "Wobbling means you're working," she remembered him saying. "Every shake is your body learning." This move built strength in her hips and ankles, the same muscles that protect against falls. But something deeper was happening too. Her confidence was returning. The next day she held the position longer. A week later she could balance without touching the chair at all. Exercise 3, the march and pause for rhythm and reaction. Helen placed one hand on the wall and began marching in place, slow, deliberate steps. On every third step,
She paused midair, holding her knee up for 2 seconds. This simple act challenged her balance in motion, improving her ability to react when off-center. It reminded her of dancing. She smiled. Her body, once hesitant, was beginning to trust itself again. These 3 exercises took less than 5 minutes, yet each one reconnected her to a part of herself she thought was gone. By the end of the first week, she noticed something small but life-changing. When she reached for her teacup, she didn't feel the need to brace herself. Her movements were smoother, lighter. She no longer shuffled her feet, she walked. Here's why these exercises work so well, especially for those over 70.
They retrain the inner ear.
And the brain's balance system, which naturally weaken over time.
They activate stabilizing muscles,
And the ankles, hips,
and core often ignored during regular walking. They strengthen neural pathways, improving coordination between mind and muscle. In other words, balance is not just physical, it's neurological. Every second you practice, your body and brain communicate more efficiently, rebuilding the reflexes that keep you safe. By week 2, Helen's son noticed a difference. "You're moving faster, Mom," he said. She laughed. "Maybe not faster, just braver." Her steps were steady, her back straighter, her smile wider. And here's the small daily habit that made her progress soar. She practiced focusing her gaze. Each time she did her exercises, she picked a spot on the wall, a flower picture, a small clock, and fixed her eyes on it. This helped her brain anchor her body's movement, improving coordination dramatically. Months later, Helen still practiced her balance trio every morning, sometimes while waiting for the kettle to boil, sometimes before her afternoon tea. It wasn't about exercise anymore. It was a conversation with her body, a reminder that she was still strong, still capable, still learning. "Balance," she said one day, "isn't about staying perfectly still. It's about learning how to move through life without fear." And she did, one steady breath, one grounded step, one brave moment at a time. Helen's story reminds us of a truth too many forget. Balance isn't lost with age, it's lost with neglect. But the moment you start practicing again, your body remembers. Those small, simple movements became her daily meditation, a promise to herself that she was still capable, still steady, still here. Her 3 balance workouts didn't just strengthen her legs, they restored her trust in her own body. And that trust changed everything: how she stood, how she walked, how she lived. Because balance isn't only about preventing falls, it's about presence. It's the quiet confidence that lets you move through the world without fear, one stable step at a time. At 80, Helen didn't regain youth. She rediscovered grace. And with every wobble and every breath, she proved that strength isn't measured by age, but by the courage to keep practicing. Now it's your turn. Find a chair, stand near a wall, and try Helen's 3 balance workouts today. Feel the subtle shifts beneath your feet, the small muscles waking up, the calm that comes with each steady breath. Practice them daily for 2 weeks, just a few minutes each morning, and watch how your confidence quietly returns. Then come back and tell us, what changed for you? Did your steps feel lighter? Did your fear ease, even a little? Share your story in the comments and let us know what you'd love Verdant Years to explore next. We look forward to reading your insights. Thank you for walking this journey with Verdant Years.